Genesis 16. So Genesis 16 opens with the story of how Ishmael was born. So God had promised Abraham that he would have many descendants, as many as the stars in the sky, as the dirt on the ground. And time went by, and Sarah wasn't pregnant. So he kind of tried to take it into his own hands to kind of force that promise of God. And this is something we can apply to ourselves. Like, has God made you a promise that you're kind of taking this like alternative route to what God actually promised, to try to like force the issue instead of having faith with patience? So one of the fruits of the Spirit is patience. God provided it for us. So sometimes we just try to force God's will instead of waiting for the right time. And so this isn't marriage advice, but Sarah was like, oh, well, have my maid, which would be like a servant. Let's have kids through her. Like, that's not good marriage advice. It says at the end of verse 2, Abram listened to Sarai. That was not good advice. So we as women as well want to make sure we're giving good advice to our husbands. Hagar ran away because Sarah, after she did it, she realized it was a mistake and kind of took that out on her. But God gave her a promise, Hagar, that her son would have be many people and be a great nation as well. So this is a really good example. We're going to get political here. So it shouldn't really even be a political issue because it's more of a God issue. But this is a situation where if God was for abortion, he could have just said, get rid of the baby before it's born. But God isn't for abortion. This child, before it was born, had value to God and had a promise on his life. And when children are being aborted before they're born, we're snuffing out a life that God has a plan for. And so we just want to make sure that we're voting appropriately, that we are calling our legislators, our governors, whatever you have it be, to promote life, which is what God is for. And I'm unapologetically pro-life, and I'll make it known, I don't care about, you're religious, you shouldn't be political. Well, it's a God issue, and we should protect life. Just like God protected Hagar and had a plan for her son. So we will wrap up that chapter now and chapter 17 tomorrow.